It's back. The rental frenzy is back and rents are going up. How much should they go up with a tenant, with a landlord? We're going to talk about it right now. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Expert. Was that just a, you just did one of those?
I was waiting. There's a car that drove past and I flew to have a look. No, I wasn't doing a blue steel. No.
Expert property manager, Cleo Whitty, of almost 20 years, a property manager. There's no one that knows the stuff like stuff about stuff that you know about stuff for rental stuff.
Yeah, I do know a
Yeah.
bit, but sometimes I might think, I know too much and I'd like to re-cleanse sometimes and just forget it all and start again.
Refresh, remorph. Is AI going to replace you?
You know what? I often think that AI has made us more effective. I don't think we can be replaced. AI can't go and do routines. They can't go to see a property after it's been damaged incredibly, what needs to be done there, meeting and greeting people. It's still a way to go before we're replaceable, I think.
Interesting. I think I tend to agree with you there. Now, Claire, this is a really sensitive topic, and times are tough. A lot. Like I was having dinner with friends last night, and he's in the telco business, and he's saying the amount of old-fashioned customers he's gone that are closing their business down, gone out of business. Um, it seems like a two-sided economy where some people are doing well, and then some people are doing not well. But amidst this, one thing that seems to be consistent is rents are definitely on the rise massively again. So today I wanted to talk about how much that rent should go up, like the expectations of a landlord given their cost escalations, the expectation of a tenant given their cost escalations. How's it going out there with rental increases?
At the moment, we have a very low stock market. So tenants are not leaving out of fear of not getting something else. So they are accepting these rent reviews and rent increases based on the fact that they're not guaranteed that where they're going to go, um, they're not going to be paying more than the increase. So typically, we're doing, I would say, about a 7 to 10% increase, which seems high. It's almost back to like 2022 numbers where everyone out the gates of COVID just hammered those rents. But even still, I'm not seeing a price correction on those rents since then because you can still only do one increase per year. And when the rent increase is too high for a current tenant, when we're reletting these properties, we're getting a lot more, shockingly a lot more. I've just realized doing two or three, we just did some paint back on the market, rented for $150 a week more for that landlord. So
Because
the
that's the
tenant,
natural thing. As an owner, you're like, as a tenant, you're like, screw you. That's too much. You're never going to get that much when you relet this property. You're asking too much. That's way too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. But then they leave. You put it on the rental market, and they get it.
in excess, like this lady, she's been in a property for 5 years, she's paying high rent, she's paying 1,700 for a 4 bedroom house. That house will now rent for 2,300 a week easily any day of the week. It's a new home, and I get that increase is way too much for someone to pay that's already paying X amount, but
Oh
yet,
yes.
yeah, and it comes on the market though, and that owner is going to get a lot more. So this negotiation process with the owners and the tenants is crucial in this really tough market. So if your landlord's giving you a $30 to $50 rent increase, my advice is, as much as you can, stretch it if you have that capability, because the reality is you're going to be paying $100 a week more for something that may not be as good, or that you don't know, um, so, and then you got moving costs, you got to pay 4 weeks bond again, you got 2 weeks
Yeah.
rent again, all those expenses, that people just don't have that, that green ready to go. So it is something we're focusing on a lot. We've got 5 rental properties on the market at the moment, which is just the lowest again that I've seen it in a long time.
And
So yeah.
everyone, to give you a reference, we're managing 2,000 rental properties. We're the largest property manager on the northern beaches of Sydney. There are times where we have 40 to 50 open homes for rent, 40 to 50 properties to lease. And the number you just said was a fraction of 10%. It was 10% of that. So to have 5 properties on the market and in a portfolio of 2,000 properties, there is, guys, a massive shortage out there at the moment, and I know I'm a bit of a fan of Mr. Minns. You
He's
know,
all right.
he's all right, but even the good work that he's trying to do or doing isn't going to develop stock into the pipe for 5 years, maybe even 10 years time. So it's too little, too late with these rental increases. So your advice is try to stay as a tenant in the property you are. A figure I just did in my head was a $2,000 relocation cost of moving to another place is $50 a week, ish, 40, $50 a week. So bear in mind you're saving that. Try to stay where you are, because more often than not, the property manager or the property ends up getting a lot more anyway. I guess unless you're going to a lower equivalent property just to save money, then yeah, you will save money.
Yeah, and even so, that lower equivalent property, it's going to be, heavily competitive. You're going to have to apply with 5, 6, 7 other people. There is no guarantee either.
Yeah,
So in that instance, yeah, the increases are going to be usually between the $30 to $50 a week. That's what I've been seeing just sort of recently. But if you are, not in a position to pay that, just be careful and mindful that you may be paying more. You may be paying more to leave and go somewhere else.
love the one you're with. Love the one you're with when it comes to your rental property. Another thing as well, what I really suggest is a lot of people, if I can get my hands on people, I can help them purchase a property that they can't do themselves. Don't know why. So I think a lot of people have the capacity, they have the power, they have the energy, they have the money, they have the job, the work to actually buy and get out of that rental market. The nice thing there is it's going to cost you a little bit more, possibly up front, maybe not. But the nice thing is you're never going to have a rental increase for the rest of your life, because you've cornered that. So I would definitely talk to someone. Feel free to talk to us if you're Northern Beaches, but I'd definitely talk to someone in the know to see if you can push yourself into a rental property. You can get into a rent in sorry into to purchase a property and out of the rental property. You can get into a property for as much as a $35,000 deposit.
It's
And
amazing.
no stamp duty. So that's it. So you may be eligible, but it's tough out there. As a reference, Cleo,
Yeah.
is this as the toughest you've seen, equivalent to other periods in with rental increases? Is this the most aggressive you've ever seen with rental increases? Because you've been around for 20 years doing this.
It is aggressive. Is it the worst? No, but I think the worst is yet to come. I just feel that this financial economy, everyone's tightening, tightening, tightening. The landlords, been screwed so long now, and the tenants are were in a position of power now. It's sort of shifting that dynamic a little bit. I think the increases are going to get higher, in my opinion, in the next 2 to 3 months. And yes, it is the lowest I've seen the stock levels. Stock is not there. Even new clients coming in, that there's just the investor is not the same. He hasn't been the same since 5 years ago. So I am a little worried, but we are fortunate on the northern beaches. We do come together as a community. There are properties, we are there to help, and us as an agency being so large, we do know tenants coming up that are vacating. So if you are thinking of relocating, just talk to us, pick up the phone, shoot us an email, go on to any of our chats. We're always there to help.
Before we go, a message to everyone out there on the centre and the market. Now, I know I'm not going to make change, but I'm certainly going to have a try. It's very hard. The sentiment of a farmer, we love farmers. The sentiment of a landlord, we don't like landlords politically we like a farmer. Politically, we don't like it. We don't like a landlord. Why do I say that? If you look at what's happened to a landlord over the last 20 years, they've been punished and punished and punished and punished every year with more and more hard legislation out of the landlord's favour, in the tenant's favour. I'm up for it. That's great. But the byproduct of this is that you've killed the farmer. What I mean by that is, if you don't have the farmer, you don't have the crops. If you don't have the crops, you don't have food for the people. If you kill the landlord slowly, choke them out over 20 years, more legislation, things get harder, then eventually you're not going to have the rental properties on the market. That is what's happened, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to work out why or how this has happened to us, it's been de-incentivizing landlords for a 20-year period. And if you think I'm joking, work out why a landlord pays 0.5% more in interest rate than an owner-occupier. It's a less riskier loan. 80 or 90% of the loan is paid by the tenant. If you're a less riskier loan, you should be paying a lower interest rate than an owner-occupied interest rate. So another example in how we've killed the farmer, how we've hammered the landlord. Some of these landlords have owned and paid for this property for 5, 10, 20, 25 years, and now they're told they can't put the rent up. It's pretty incredible. I think it's bloody borderline,
Criminal. It's criminal. It is 100%. I've lost you a bit there, Mark. But yes,
politically. I think if you support the tenant, you're cool. And I think politically, if you support the landlord, you're not cool. A matter of fact, the last person that went in batting for landlords in Parliament lasted about 3 months, and there hasn't been one since. So, guys and girls, we're doing it to ourselves with these rental increases. We're not encouraging landlords to enter the market and buy.
yeah, it's true. It's not the agent fault. It's not anyone's fault. We're just in it now. We're in it together. There's got to be a way, 100%. There's got to be a way out of, having to relocate to other places. Everyone goes, oh, I'll just move to Queensland. Queensland's no better. You're going to be paying rent increases in Queensland as well, as well. So, yeah, give our love to the farmers, our owners, and our tenants.
Give them love. Give them
We
love.
need it.
Thanks, Legend.
Bye.
Have a great day. Hope
You
this helped
too.
everyone out there today. Love you. See ya. Bye.